I want to tell you a story. And if you're open to listening, you might find truth in it. I want you to imagine that you live in a palace. And this palace is your whole world. It's all you've ever known. You've only ever existed, as far as you know, within the walls of this palace. But it has everything you need. It has piles of food laid out all around you. It's high tech, so it's temperature controlled, and even the light levels are kept to the same comfortable level of intensity. And as far as you know, this is all that exists. But one day, suddenly, everything changes. And some force pushes you out of the palace, out the doors. And before you know it, you're being projected up out into space. And everything is different. It's all new and it's all confusing because now you're in space. And the light is so different here. It's so intense. It's like nothing you've ever experienced before. It's disorientating. And there are colors here that you've never come across before. They're quite confronting. And gravity doesn't work as it used to, so you can't even move around when you want to. But as you float here and you let your eyes adjust, you notice there's someone else here, a grand figure, a queen? You think so. That feels right. And then not long after, you feel hungry. But hold on. Where's your food? And you start to panic because that food supply that used to surround you has completely disappeared. So you can't just reach out when you're hungry now. So you're thinking, what do I do? So you start to call out. Can someone help me? Queen, please? Where's the food? But no one seems to be responding. So you begin to shout, please, someone, tell me what's going on. I'm hungry. Can you please feed me? And in that moment, the queen looks at you, but she doesn't seem to understand you. And you start to question, why? Why doesn't she listen to me? Why doesn't she feed me? Am I not worthy of this queen? Am I not worthy of her love or care? Am I not worthy of having my needs met? And in this universe, you have a control center that runs your body and yourself. And your control center, now that it's in this new universe, really needs to learn what's going on. It wants to know how things work. And so when you ask it a question, it will answer it because it doesn't want to leave any question unanswered. That would be unsafe. Then we would not know. Then how would we navigate this universe? So you need the answers. You need to know how to operate. And so in that moment, when you ask yourself that question, am I not worthy? That control center answers it. And the only answer it can come up with is, well, no, I guess you're not. Otherwise, we'd have everything we need, right? And as I said, you want to learn and remember how this universe works. So you begin to take notes. So you take out a pencil and you inscribe it into your control center, that place that's instructing you about how to operate in this universe. So now you know you won't forget it, and that's useful. Because if this is true, which it must be because you can't think of any other explanation, then you better remember it so that in the future, you have more knowledge, you're more aware of what's going on and how things work. And hopefully, eventually, you'll work out how to get what you want. Because right now, you can't seem to have it. Not like you used to, not like back in the palace. It's not just a given anymore. Now, apparently, you have to do something in order to get it, in order to get what you want. So anyway, a little while later, someone else floats over to you. And you just know, you can sense, this is the king. And so you want to impress him, right? Because he's the king. So you try to show him what you can do. Show him who you are, your ability, how great you are. But sometimes he just doesn't seem to care. Sometimes he just doesn't seem to get it. One time you do your absolute best to tell him a story, but he doesn't give you the praise that you so want from him. He doesn't seem to see you for who you are, or at least for who you thought you were. Because now you're thinking, well, maybe I'm not as great as I thought I was. Maybe I'm just not good enough for the king's recognition or validation. And so you take that pencil out again and you write in this new truth right there in your control center. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to just have what I want. And you keep on going, getting used to this universe, this new life. And you keep on learning. And so you keep on writing. And one time you feel really out of place, like you just don't fit in with the people you're around. And so you take that pencil and you write it down. I don't belong. And on multiple occasions, people seem to ignore you or they prioritize someone else. And so there you add another inscription. I'm not significant. And in those first few years of this new life, a few times you try to do some things on your own, but it's hard. You just don't know enough, or you don't have the skills, or other people intervene and just do it for you. And so there that pencil goes again with this new learning. I'm not capable. And at times, you're criticized when you don't get something right the very first time. Or you get one little task wrong and the king gets angry. Or the queen looks disappointed. And so you write in again. I'm not perfect. I need to be, but I'm not. And each of those pencil inscriptions that you have coded into your control center are, of course, controlling the way you act, the way you think, the way you understand yourself and understand this universe. And so you go about life looking through the lens of, I am in some way, or perhaps in multiple ways, lacking. I'm somehow not complete. And so I can't just have the life that I want the way I want it. I can't go for that job because I'm not good enough. I can't ask them out on a date because I'm not worthy of the love I desire. I learned that back with the Queen. I won't ever be like my idols because I'm different. I don't fit in with them. I don't belong. I can't put myself out there and stand in front of people because who am I to do that? What do I have to offer? I'm not significant enough for that. And how can I be happy like other people when I'm not perfect? I can't ever be satisfied until I'm perfect. And I know that I'm just not. And I certainly can't have the successful lifestyle that I want because I just don't have the time. I just don't have the wisdom. I don't know enough. I don't have the capacity. I'm not capable enough. And so you have a limited life, a powerless life, an unsatisfying life, until one day you're floating about and you cross paths with another being. And she smiles at you because she sees the light and the power that is inside of you. The light and power that even you have stopped seeing. Even you have forgotten what you once knew back in the palace, back when there was no question about your worthiness or your enoughness or your significance or any of the rest of it. And she looks into your eyes and sees straight through those pencil markings that are inscribed in that control center that you made back when you were just starting out and didn't understand this universe or understand the bigger picture, the greater truths. And she acknowledges your unique genius, your innate power that's been within you all along, even though you didn't realize it or you forgot it. And she says to you, I used to feel just like you. I felt powerless. I felt unsatisfied. I felt limited. But then I discovered something truly magical. And she reaches into her back pocket and pulls out an eraser. And then she points to your back pocket, which you didn't even know you had. And there you find it. You find your own eraser. And with it, you uncover a power you never realized you had. Your power to rewrite your control center and redesign yourself and your life. And so in this moment, taken aback, you ask, who are you? And she replies, I'm the radical freedom coach. I'm starting a movement, but you can call me Alicia. I'm here to help you erase those old inscriptions, to wash away these emotional blocks and old patterns that have been limiting your life. And I'm here to show you how to step into the truth of who you are, your infinite nature, and your limitless potential. Because from that place of radical freedom, you can intentionally create your life. You can recreate yourself to be in alignment with your truth. And you can manifest your dream life. So, she says, I just have one question for you. Do you want in on the radical freedom movement? Because you are welcome anytime. So comment below if you're interested and you want to hear more about how to live in radical freedom.